All right, what's going on? So I'm working on my truck. 04 and a half, 2500, obviously 5.9. Today we're gonna be testing the fan clutch. So I've been trying to drive it with the AC on, and the AC is cold when I drive, but it's only when I'm driving, and when I stop, it gets warm. And every other vehicle I have, when you hit that AC button, that fan clutch should kick on. Well, when I hit the AC button on this at idle, fan clutch doesn't kick on. So it's like, all right, maybe I'll start with that. So I'm gonna run some diagnostics. So I got a jumper wire here, just a little jumper wire. It's red, but I'm gonna be using it for ground. So I'm gonna go from the ground, and I pulled some values from another video that I found, which helped me. So I'm just gonna show you. You could screenshot it right here. 1 is switched ground, 2 is ground, pin 3 sensor, speed sensor, no wire in pin 4, pin 5 is orange with a 5-volt reference, pin 6 is red with it's a key 12-volt. So I'm gonna show you the pin, the connector. I got it unplugged. So for this test, you're gonna have the key on, which I think I turned it off. I'm wearing gloves because of how friggin' oily it is. Key on. You don't have to start it. So we're just gonna pin out the connector from the truck, not the connector at the AC clutch. So we're just gonna go down the line. I'm gonna hook my ground up to the ground jumper wire from my battery. Because my multimeter probably won't reach. And I got my power probe here, right to my multimeter. And we're just gonna be testing voltage. So I'll show you guys like this. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, that's the connector right there. So we're just gonna go down the line. So we're gonna do pin 1. We got green, which is switched ground. So I'm not gonna do the grounds yet. So we'll do pin 6. We'll start at 6, which is red, which is key on, which is keys on, and we should have 12 volts at pin 6. Let me see here. So we got battery voltage with key on, so that's working properly. We'll go right to 5, which is an orange 5-volt reference. Right next to that. Good sign, good sign. I don't know if you guys can see that. 5 volts. 4, no pin. 3 is a speed wire, which we can't ohm that out. 2 is black, which is ground. 1 is also ground. So I'm gonna go and move the jumper wire from ground to power up top, so that way we could test for ground at the connector. So it's on ground right now. I'm just gonna move it to power, which will give us a reverse reading, but I don't know, maybe you guys will understand me. So we're gonna go to 2, which is ground. Should be right here. Right up in the middle. So with a good ground up top in our plug, battery voltage should circulate through my multimeter. And then we got green is 1, which is a switched ground, which we're not gonna have any power there. But if you go into the truck, with just the key on, you could actually turn the blower on and you could turn the AC on. So you're sending power to that wire, and we could test it to make sure that everything in the truck's working properly. So I'm gonna go to pin 1, which is green, which is right next to this one. Right there. And there you have it. So that's to test the wiring harness at the truck. Now we're gonna test the wiring harness at the fan clutch. So for the fan clutch, pins 1 and 6 should have between 6 to 10 ohms. So I'm gonna turn my multimeter to ohms, and reading that, it'll read 10. So 200 is the lowest I'll read. So I'm gonna go right up into there. I'm using bent out bobby pins and clamping them into my multimeter probe, so that way I could get all the way up in the behind the wiring plug. So 1 and 6 be right here, which is green. Just going from behind. 1. And this is with it unplugged. 6. Which is weird. I had 25 ohms before. I'm getting 9.7 now. Right before I shot this video, I was getting 24 ohms. Okay. I'm getting 9.6 now, but it's inconsistent and intermittent. And I bought the new fan clutch anyway, so she's gonna go on. There's other videos to show you how to actually install the fan clutch. I just wanted to show you guys how to diagnose it. Hopefully this helps somebody. And hopefully you can figure it out. Or you might just do what everyone else does and do a mechanical fan clutch. I'm doing it this way because it gets hot in the summer here, and you can't use the AC unless you had a electric fan right in front of the condenser, which I don't feel like doing.